This headline has been going viral all over X about Marvel Comics doing the meme of let's make Ryan Gosling the Black Panther because, of course, we understand that everybody who gets race swapped and everything in culture is a white character who gets turned into a black character. And so this headline went up saying there's this white son and he's going to be the White Black Panther, which is a meme. And this is kind of misleading because the way that this is written as this article, it makes it look like he's actually replacing him as the Black Panther, and it's not the case. And so if you actually read the issue, which I have, it's quite the opposite there. This is clearly a pretender to the throne who's actually fighting with T'Challa, the Black Panther, and this is clearly a villain to be defeated. So there's I kind of blew what this video is about already. I'm supposed to kind of lead up to that. But we're in the interest, of course, of correcting things and just being right about journalism and correct about what we say. And what we say has to be kind of like the truth here. And like I said, it's going viral, so I felt like this is a very important thing to talk about today. And so if you appreciate the truth, again, this is always a tough thing because you're counter-signaling what everybody's saying out there. This is the spot to be. I'm, of course, a comic creator and comic writer myself. I can look at things from a writing perspective and tell you exactly what Marvel's trying to do here. I've been a professional at this for a long time, so please hit the like and subscribe button and join us here as we talk about things. And, of course, I've got my own comics, and if you're sick of Marvel and DC Comics and all that, and you want some independent stuff, I've got a full superhero line, a full science fiction line, a lot of books for you guys. I've got 9 graphic novels in development right now, and the best way for you to stay connected with me is to join my newsletter. I give you 3 free books for doing so. It's a great value for you. You get a science fiction novel, a fantasy novel, and a full-on superhero graphic novel, my first volume of my Flying Spark series, absolutely free. It's like a $50 value worth of books, and I appreciate you guys for being here and supporting this. It's so important to get on here because you never know if I'm going to find you again because it's a very topical-centric platform right here, and this way I can stay connected with you with all the indie works. I've got a bookstore as well. If you want to read some of my books, there's a ton, and whatever speaks to you is good. Happy to connect with you if you email me from my email list or whatever and say, hey, what book would be best for me to check out? This is what I like. Love interacting with people like that. Like I said, my comics are on here and everything. You'll very much enjoy them. Thank you so much for supporting our channel and for getting on the newsletter and checking out the books. Appreciate it, guys. So yeah, this came out. Marvel Comics introduces T'Challa's white son, Katema, as future Black Panther and King of Wakanda. Now, like I said, I read the issue, and it doesn't quite say he's his son, kind of. It's very sketchy on that. It's implied on that level, for sure. And here it is. You're a boy who dishonors his father, an unworthy father, liar. And so he could be somebody who is adopted. We don't know yet. It's kind of implied that T'Challa hooked up with a white woman, and that happened. I don't know how this guy became like completely white and blonde, if that's the case. But hey, it's fantasy, I guess. And right away, I got to tell you, this does not take place in modern Marvel, current year Marvel, where it's just like, now this is the new Black Panther. No, this is set in the future after some big world-shattering event sort of thing. T'Challa, the Black Panther, is old. He's withering. He's like he's at the end of his ropes. That's where this is. It's an alternate history, alternate future sort of thing in Marvel Comics that is definitely not in mainline continuity. It's pretty obvious on that level. And so this guy puts on the Black Panther mask, and as you could see, he says he's being dishonored by him doing that because he didn't have the right to do so. The priests have filled your heads with lies, or have I been baptized, which is weird because this is a Christian sort of, thing that the evil person's doing, and endowed with the truth and the righteousness of kings, true kings, right? And so this is a thing right here. And while, again, the headline makes it imply like this is the Black Panther who's going to be the Black Panther going forward and replacing T'Challa and all that, by the end of it, it's very clear that he's the villain of the comic book who's usurping and stealing it. So Cosmic Book News actually got it right, explained he's the villain. Very important to say here on this, because what is this? This is not some sort of like they're just doing something different and actually replacing the character. Within this series, he's going to get fought and, of course, probably defeated and not be the Black Panther by the time the story actually ends. So this is something that you see quite a bit. I mean, and it's a normal comic book story on that level. Now, what makes it, subversive and awful is the fact that obviously this is a white person usurping black culture. And so it's a cultural appropriation sort of thing. It's a white supremacy storyline. Christopher Priest, of course, is kind of done that kind of stuff in the past as well. This is very standard par for the course Marvel Comics things. It's not a funny meme. It's not funny. It's not he's the hero who's actually replacing him. But again, it is going viral. Like I said, even Critical Drinker got on in it. And you see, comic book fans are furious after Marvel revealed the new Black Panther as a white man. But they didn't really reveal the new Black Panther as a white man. There isn't a new Black Panther. This is a guy who took the thing for himself, and he's the villain. That's, again, kind of misnomer on this. And so Critical Drinker even so now it's a problem. And this is a good point on this part. Critical Drinker didn't do anything wrong here. But he's pointing out the hypocrisy in the culture that, like, all these white characters can be replaced with black people. And we're not allowed to criticize it. But now this is something that you will criticize. And so if you go to Black Panther, it is trending all over X, and you could see a lot of stuff's going on here. And people are acting about it. Black Panther is white now. You're going to like it. And this is, again, just kind of a misnomer. It's not actually happening. Ryan Gosling's Black Panther now is real. Kind of not, again. We're just looking at the storyline that we just showed you. It's not what's happening. And so this is going very, very very much into a sort of thing where people are not reading the comic book and reading the headline that was written, that was going viral and intended to go viral as rage bait, and then changed into something that it's actually not as a narrative. This is a leftist situation again. Again, this is going to be an anti-white commentary. This is going to be a cultural appropriation commentary through Marvel, and that's what it very much appears to be throughout the entire thing. And so this is really annoying on that level. And people are talking about it. I think it's hilarious. Marvel have leaned into what many comics did, but they haven't leaned into it again. This is somebody making a white man a villain, which is something they always do all the time. And they're talking about it here. Look, Wakanda in black and white. It's they're not even being subtle about it, right? And so that's what's actually happening with this comic book right here. And as much as it is funny, and some people are just posting it just because it is a funny meme, which is fine, and it's enjoyable on that level. But on the other front, and on the other look at things, they're not actually replacing Black Panther. I have to repeat that over and over and over again. And this is the problem with the current culture is a lot of people want to hear things, and they want these companies to be this incompetent at what they're doing and the like. And so they'll actually restate this stuff before even verifying or reading the book or anything like that, which is a different thing. Now, Cosmic Book News, of course, great news source who actually explained it right here. And actually say, look, our theory is it's a Trump-era allegory in Wakanda, and this could be Marvel's way of creating a fascist stand-in, a white rightful heir who takes power under the guise of bloodline and order, and that views how that, of course, looks at that, a reflection of post-apartheid South Africa as well. And, of course, this ends up being a lot political. And so, we'll look at this and we'll see what happens as the storyline continues. But this guy is the villain, like I said. This is not Marvel, doing a meme. It's not them doing anything hilarious and actually making a real Black Panther who's going to have his own book and be the white Black Panther. No, this is still going to be about Wakanda fighting against this, and this guy is the villain. So leave a comment down below with what you think about this. I'm sorry to report the news, guys, but I have to be honest on this stuff, even though a lot of other people don't, because that's why you're here. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you for checking things out. Get on my newsletter. Again, I write my own comic books, and I understand how writing works, and have written a lot of comic books that are counter to what Marvel and DC are doing. They've tried to deplatform me a lot of times, those guys from the industry, because I tell the truth about what's happening in the comic book industry. And I appreciate you being here. Please check this out. It's in the description below. Grab my books in my online bookstore. Check things out as well. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate you guys for supporting independent alternatives to this stuff, because it needs to be done. Like I said, a lot of this is anti-white culture at the end of the day, and we need to push back on this by creating our own works, and that's what we're doing over here. All right, hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.